Hello, welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. I am your commanding officer, Ian. Yeah, that's it. Hey, Commander Ian. No, that sounds stupid. Either way, we're going to start rebuilding. Well, we have issue number 1 here, still new in the box. We're going to start building the beautiful Fanhome Enterprise D. Lot of parts. Lots of. I think this thing has the most parts of almost any part work out there. I'm not sure. Don't get me wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry. Win a sticker. Win a magnet. Yeah, just make fun of me. But like and subscribe. And check out the links below to Fanhome to check out the subscription. I held out for a long time, and then, like I said, a deal fell into my lap where I got a started kit, and it was a disaster, and all the parts were damaged practically. Then I found another buddy that had a started kit, and it was up to issue 20. Issue 21 actually just got delivered quite quickly. I was a little surprised. It showed up lickety split this time. So we're going to start off on this. Here's the manual. You know, it's a manual. It's got a bunch of extra, tidbits about Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek in general, which is always nice. But we're going to put that aside because we're using the myenterprisedD.com website from my buddy Todd, and he does an amazing write-up on putting this thing together and doing a little paint touch-up here and there to like make it a little more screen accurate, doing a few minor mods to it to just make it look a little nicer. Not a ton that this thing, it doesn't need anything. It's a part work. Just build it as is and it's fine. But, we never leave anything alone here, and we like to just give ourselves more work than necessary. So we're going to get started putting this thing together, and I'm going to show you all the little tips and tricks from Todd's website, basically. This is not out of my brain. I don't take credit for any of this. And then, yeah, let's see how this thing goes. This first stage should actually take a very long time the way I'm going to do it. I got to break out the airbrush a couple times and some drills and some sandpaper and who knows what else. But I'll be right back and we'll get started. Okay, so the Enterprise D, that's the main bridge. We just bolted it on to the part under it with a couple of AP screws. The main bridge did have a sunroof, or would it be a moonroof, or a space roof. Had a glass dome at the top. Seems kind of dumb, actually. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to get into that conversation. Why, but you see it in Star Trek Generations after they crash land. You see it all busted out. And then there's one or two spots in the TV series where you'll see the glass dome at the top of the bridge. But on this model, it is just solid plastic. And it I don't know. I think they maybe planned to light it, but they didn't. So we're going to drill this out. And we want to get our hole perfectly centered. So we've got a little awl, AWL, center punch, whatever. We got this little guy here, and we're gonna put a little punch right in the middle of that little circle, and then we're gonna start drilling it out with increasingly larger size drill bits, very carefully. All right. Well, I'll be back and show you if I screw up or not. Okay. One sec. Okay. Well, our Tamiya handy drill came in handy. Har, har, har. And now what we got to do is we got to fill this with something, something clear. So you could use canopy glue or clear parts glue, whatever you want to call this stuff here. Let's see here. You could use this and keep piling in layers and letting it dry, and it takes about 90,000 years. Or we break out a UV flashlight and our Mr. Resin. I like Mr. Resin. I love the Solar Res also, but I still kind of prefer the Mr. Resin. Gotta take this call. Be right back. Okay, so sorry about that interruption. We're going to take a little bit of our resin tape. You can get that on Amazon anywhere. We're going to tape over the hole on the inside, and then I have some Mr. Resin in this little bottle, a little needle applicator, and I'm going to drip a little bit in there and hit it with the UV light, and there we come out of the tube. Uh-oh. I think our tube might be clogged. One moment, please. Okay, well, we've got our little clear dome UV resined into place. There we go. Yeah, nice. So that'll be a nice little thing there. We got a little light shining through it. Yeah, if I could aim, there we go. There we go. Okay, you get what I'm doing here. Other than that, let's see what else we got to do here. We've drilled the hole. We've filled it with the stuff to make the little clear dome. We got to install some bridge lights. Okay, so we're going to grab our wire marked C and get that thing into place, and I will be back momentarily. So another little tidbit that's brought up on the myenterprisedcom site is the bridge windows. It's a clear plastic part, and they spray the back with reflective silver to spread the light. The only problem is on the outside windows, they've actually got a bunch of silver paint overspray. So that's just going to reflect the light right back in, and we want the light to come out. The other thing is the windows stick out a little proud of the bridge section here. So yeah, these all look much better now. So that's how it looks after you sand them. And I did my Tamiya sanding sponges, 1,000 grit to get all the paint off, then 1,500 grit. Then I finished with 3,000 grit. And it gives you a nice, it'll give you a nice diffused light, as is said on that tip site. So you can compare them. Let me put the back windows in here. Any day now. And you can see the difference. See all that silver glistening in my overhead lights versus the front windows? See? That's the difference. So now we got to sand all these back windows down a little bit on the outside, and then we can put it together. This is going to take a long time. Go get a sandwich. This is going to take me forever doing all these OCD things that Todd does on his website. But yes, I'm going to do a good amount of them. So then we've got oh, sorry, our bridge. Yeah, our bridge is bolted down. If you see this, that's a little sticky-backed felt that I sandwiched between the bridge and this second deck here, just to keep any light leaks from leaking out. He did it on his build, and I'm just taking the precaution. The only thing I really don't want on this kit, the only thing that bothers me a little is the light leaks. They're easily fixable, though. Like a little electrical tape here, a little black tulip paint there, you know, little things. No problem. Now, these emergency flush vents, these little things, you get one black one and one clear one. And let's take a look at these, because these go in here and here, and they stick up a bit. The other thing is, they're supposed to be hull colored. Like, they're just supposed to be gray. They're not supposed to be lit. You do get an LED to put under the clear one. We're not going to use that. But yeah, so, and they stick up a bit. So we're going to sand these down a bit, and then we're going to paint them with a gray that's close to the base gray color of the hull. And according to my friend on his website, Citadel Administratum Gray. I thought it was Administration Gray because I didn't read very slowly, but yeah, Citadel Air Administratum Gray. So we're gonna break this stuff out. I'm gonna get these sanded, and I'm gonna spray them with a little of that, and you'll see the result shortly. Okay, a little bit of painting later. Our emergency flush vents are Administratum Gray, which is a pretty close match. And also we painted our little umbilical connectors there with some Tamiya XF7 flat red while we had the airbrush out, because I so love cleaning my airbrush for color swaps. And don't try to clean this out with isopropyl alcohol. It turns into snot, slime, goop, bad. I don't know, just clean it out with hot water, I guess. I don't know what the hell's going on with this stuff. This Games Workshop stuff is weird. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people that airbrush it successfully, just not me. Okay, so we got our umbilicals done. Let's we're gonna pop our vents in and bolt them down and We'll be right, yeah, BRB. Okie dokie. There we go here. I always restart segments with okay, all right, okay, all right. I know, you get sick of it. This is the windows for the front of this area. And I sanded everything down a little with the 3000 grit along with the front. Everything fits pretty well, but I want light diffusion, a little bit better diffusion of the light. So I sanded them all just like so. Actually, these can probably use, oh, wrong side of the sanding sponge, you dumbass. Did anyone see that? Yes, everyone saw that. Oh dear, that was embarrassing. Okay, so we've got those sanded, and then we put some extra light blocking on the back behind the black windows because apparently some light can still leak out. And there we go. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. All right, windows are diffused, and then we're gonna flip her upside down, and we've got to get our little reflector in here bolted down, and got to get a couple of LEDs, one on either side. So we'll be right back with that. The windows and reflector and LEDs are in. A little fiddly, but not too hard. Definitely 3-in-1 oil on those screws going into this upper piece of metal here. Yeah, I've used a little colored marker there. A little bit of Sharpie on a couple of those windows because I don't know, it looked cool on Todd's website. We'll see what happens when I actually light her up. But that's done. We got to get this little ringy thing on here. These parts are painted very nicely, by the way. Really no complaints about the paint work so far. Very, very, very decent paint job. Subtle, Aztecing, subtle, but nice. I like it. Okay, and we put that little thing into place, and then we got to put some screws in it. So I'll be right back with some more screws already in. You don't have to watch me screwing things in. Less chance to watch me screwing things up too. Be right back. Okay, there we go. We got the bridge bolted down, and we've got some of these Mike Lane. Here you can see, I'll give you a comparison of stock to the Mike Lane vinyl decals. And yeah, I mean, the part from Fanhome is fine. It's fine. I mean, these are little tiny things, but they're just, they're more accurate. So I'm like, oh, they're nicer. I don't know. They're fine. You don't have to go to the added expense if you don't feel like it. I got these for free with one of my partially built projects, or else I wouldn't have necessarily bought these, because just to buy these, buy anything from Mike Lane, it's all worth it, but the shipping is hideous from the UK to here right now, for the last few years. It'd be like $25 to get this shipped over to the US, even though it's just a little flat, maybe, and he could do it low flat rate envelope or something, but if you're gonna order from Mike Lane, order a lot of stuff at once, because the shipping's the same. All right, awesome. Okay, well, that's it for stage 1. Am I brave? We're gonna do stage 2? Yeah, what the hell? We'll do stage 2. We'll be back in a few. All right, here's stage 2. It's actually part of issue 1, so we're doing stage 2 for sure, because we're doing issue 1. Let's get these. A little bit of a snap. Be careful, things don't go flying. Unless, well, I mean, if you're me. If you're normal people, you're probably okay. We got, oh, cool. We got a nacelle. Very nice. Nice paint. Looks good. Looks good. Now, there's a couple things that aren't correct. Well, not really. I don't know if they're not correct. But looking at Todd's website here, the filming model, these are actually golden yellow. They're not see-through. So he painted them using this stuff. Now, this isn't even Citadel air paint. This is Citadel layer paint. This is for hand painting, figures, minifigs, Warhammer stuff. Even their air paint, I don't like spraying. So I'm not even going to try to spray this crap. What I got was something else I don't like spraying, but it's actually airbrush paint. And this is gold yellow from Vallejo Game Air. It's pretty much a dead ringer. Like, yeah. These matched up pretty much perfectly. Game Air basically is Vallejo's line of paint to compete with Citadel for the Warhammer crowd. And so they have a lot of very, very similar colors. Like this Administratum Gray, you have a very close match with Vallejo Game Air Stonewall Gray. Not sure if that's an actual match. That's what one of the experts at Hobbytown gave me. But this one, goodbye. We're not going to use you. I spent $5 on you or so. I'll use this one that I spent another $5 on. And what do we got to do? Probably got to light block the back of this. Yeah, we're going to prime it. Yeah, we're going to prime it with black. And then we'll hit it with the yellow. Yep, okay. We'll be right back with that action. No one wants to watch me airbrush. So if you want to do this to look as accurate as possible, you're going to be investing some time. So these chiller grills in the nacelle, they're just all blue. And when it's lit up, it's all blue. It's fine. It's all good and dandy. You're not going to have your model turned on that much. Like, you're going to turn it on a little here, a little there, show your, when you have a house guest over, or you just feel like going, ooh, that looks cool. Because that's what I do with my DeLorean. Someone comes over, I'm like, hey, check out my DeLorean. They're like, oh, it's really nice. And then I turn it on, and they're like, oh my God. That's what we build these things for. Ourselves, our enjoyment. And also, maybe if another geek or nerd shows up at the casa, you could impress them with your, big pimpin' money geekdom. But these things should be copper on the outside, with some blue peeking through. So to do that, and this is thanks to Todd on his website, causing me more work, but I do want it to look good. So what I started, he stripped all of the blue off of these by soaking these overnight in isopropyl alcohol, which you can do, but I think that might be overkill. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to sand down the outside, which I already started doing with 1500 and 3000 grit sandpaper. And once I have this sanded down, I'm going to spray the inside with Tamiya Clear Blue X23. I'm going to spray the inside with the clear blue, let that dry. This stuff takes forever to dry, by the way. Tamiya acrylics dry very, very quickly, except for the clears. They take a while because you kind of have to lay them on sort of thick, or you have to do a million light coats. After that's dry, then we're going to go outside and we're going to use the world's thinnest frickin' masking tape, which I have somewhere over maybe here. Chart Pack 132nd thickness masking tape. Nope. 1/64th is what he uses. This thing feels like just a thick piece of paper in width. It's very thin. I may, in fact, so I have two options here. I could put on as many lines as were on the 6-foot studio model, or I can just put on the 2 lines in between the panels where they already have indentations and just follow those lines, paint the rest copper, and it'll be a little less masking, and there'll be fewer blue slits, but they'll be thicker. It's sort of the same effect. I think I might actually go with the 1/32. Let me see how this looks compared to the... Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good fit. No, it's actually a tiny bit thicker. I'm looking at this, and wait, let's flip down the magnifiers, because we're old and blind in this channel. We can just try to shove it in the groove. No, it's those are pretty thin. Let's try this. See how the 1/32. Oh yeah, the 1/32 fits right in there. Yep, it fits perfect in those little grooves. So I might just, yeah, stick with the 1/32. I um, also have this 1 millimeter from Tamiya, but that's actually pretty, pretty thick stuff. Yeah, the 1/32. That 1/32, man, that 1/32 is like less than half a millimeter. I mean the 1/64th, sorry, not the 1/32. The 1/32 is a little too thick for those grooves. The Tamiya 1 millimeter is definitely way too thick for those grooves. I've got so much damn tape, masking tape, vinyl tape. So I think we're gonna do this. So this is a Chart Pack 1/64th matte black graphic tape. Okay, there you go. Go to myenterprisedcom if you want links to all these things, because I'll probably forget to put them in my description. So either way, so we're gonna sand off the outside of these. Actually, I had some spare nacelles as well, so I might as well do 2 sets at a time. If you're doing one, you might as well do 2, because it's still loading up the airbrush and cleaning it out and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna get painting on these. We do have progress on our previously orange clear part. It is now golden yellow. Looks pretty damn good. Same color as my finger, apparently. That paint went everywhere. I don't like spraying the Vallejo acrylics. I just don't. I don't like them. And spraying yellow is difficult for coverage. So if you look at the My Enterprise D, he sprayed the part with black, with Tamiya flat black first, and then he put over the yellow. But honestly, yellow does not cover well over black. After you do the black, you should do like a light gray fine primer on it, like a Tamiya, fine primer over the black, and so you have a lighter surface to spray the yellow over. It makes it pop more, and it covers better and quicker. All right, enough of that advice. This video is going to be really long. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I did some more work last night. Today is the next day in the same video. It's amazing. I survived Home Goods. I did. It's okay. Left there with some trail mix. And the wife got dog toys and some decorations, seasonal decor. That's, I go to the hobby shop, she goes to Home Goods. That's how it works. We're happy couple like that. Okay, so our painting is done on this part. Previously, a clear orange, and we sprayed it with black primer, and then just so you know, yellow paint does not cover black very well. I think I might do a video where I do different colored primers on like a throwaway like a throwaway car body, like just get some cheap clearance kit at Hobby Lobby and go through that, because it's interesting what happens if you don't already know. Most of you do. Most of the people watching my channel are fairly experienced modelers. But over the black primer, you want to spray a light gray primer before you go spraying your yellow paint on it. This paint doesn't cover fantastically well, in my opinion, over anything. I don't know. Needs a lot of light coats to get it to go nicely. But yeah, it looks good. Looks like the filming miniature photos that I saw, pretty close to it. Now here's where you need to be committed, or you will be committed when you're done, is to mask and paint. Come on, the copper on top of them. Don't worry about these little things here. They you don't see them when it's assembled. But they start off that clear blue. So I sanded the outside, like I said, with 1500 and then 3000 grit sandpaper. I didn't bother stripping all the blue off. It doesn't matter. As long as you give it a good key by sanding it down, it's fine. I then sprayed the inside with Tamiya clear blue. And then I went about the business of all the recessed lines on this part, and you'll see the recessed lines, they're very clear, is filling them in with this 1/64 thick Chart Pack tape. It's so thin, you could look through the roll and it's like translucent if you hold it up to the light. Yeah, see? That's how thin that tape is. And it doesn't stick for a damn. So you got to make the piece really long and then wrap it around and kind of have it hold itself on that way. But it's doable. If I could do it, hell, and my results came out pretty damn decent. The parts that you'll actually see, it fits perfectly in those grooves. It's nice. Now, Todd on his website, the myenterprised.com, he added a lot more lines to it. So instead of having just two blue lines in there, he had like 4, which is insanity. I would have lost my mind. I did have some spare nacelles from one of the other builds I acquired. So I did all the chiller grills for the other nacelle, which we won't build for quite some time. But yeah, so that's that. That's done. This is done. Also, the little formation light, clearance, I don't know, whatever. The little blinky thing that goes to the back top of the cell, it comes in this coated in blue. And what we did was we took ours, we just soaked it in some isopropyl alcohol to get 99% of the blue off of there, because they're not blue in the show. So, listen, if you look at Todd's website too much, you're going to spend a lot more time building this thing than you might if you just do it based on the kit instructions. But I think we're going to have a really nice end product, with that. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bit and we're going to get these, I think this just goes, yep, it just squeezes into place right there. And we get this weird clear thing that goes inside of it. Come on, get out of there. There's a couple little curved mini cuts there, and you'll want to make sure you line those up with the same little indentations that are at the front of this part. I'm going to do that, and then the formation light, yes, that goes in right, yeah, and it's keyed so it only fits in one way. And then we're going to take our frame here and get this thing in place, and this just goes in like so, and then a whole bunch of screws into the metal, and we'll be right back. Well, we got a little screw happy and ended up putting on the front of the nacelle along with the chiller grills. Tell me those things don't look pretty awesome. Huh? Not bad at all. Not bad. And then we got our buzzard connector. Buzzard collect? No. It would be a buzzard collector if this flew around in atmosphere. It's a little... compared to the filming model, yeah, it's a little ostentatious, I would say. We might frost her down with some flat clear. We might strip her off and redo it with some window frosting. We may flat clear the inside. Oh, I scratched a little bit of the paint right there. Oh, no. Oh, no, what are we going to do? Oh, luckily I have like 7 more kits here. Let's see which one doesn't have a scratch in it. Okay. Oh, no. There. That paint scratch is really easy. Really, really easy. I've got yet another. Hold on. You don't know how many nacelles I have floating around here. I've got multiple nacelles from the various builds I've acquired. And one of them, I don't know how many issue 1 and 2s he bought. Like, I think it was 3 of each at some point. But this nacelle is good. So here's what I'm going to say is whenever you're putting something paint side down, even if you think your mat's nice and clean, just lay down a little microfiber. Yeah, we got to take that out. Handy little tool here. Look, this works fine. Regular screwdriver works fine. The screwdriver they give you is going to work. You just got to be a little bit more careful to make sure it doesn't cam out of the screw and strip the screw heads. It's a cheaper little Chinese throwaway screwdriver. I have this Fantic Nex E1 Pro, and it's a low-speed, low-torque screwdriver that's actually perfect for this type of thing. If you need an electric, let's say you've got some wrist arthritis issues. Listen, we know a lot of modelers are, retired. They've worked hard for their whole lives so that they could sit alone in their basement or a spare office or bedroom building model kits. More power to them. I wish I could do that all day, every day, but unfortunately, I can't. But yeah, this can help. If you really don't want, if twisting a screwdriver all day is painful, then this is a nice little tool to have. And then we'll just give her one last look over. Make sure she looks good. Yeah, she looks fine. Bolt her on. And yeah, this thing does come in handy. And it is low, it's fairly low torque. So it's hard to strip out a screw thread with it. Like, it's not great for the metal screws if they're one of the problematic ones that really needs some bearing down. Yeah, I'm not. I usually use this for disassembling things more than anything, just because it saves the wrists and fingers. But yeah, for getting that last little twist onto a screw, nothing beats a good German screwdriver done by hand. What is with my autofocus? Okay, let's get this other nacelle out of here. But gives us some spare parts to play around with. And there we go. One good nacelle. Now, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera. Let me just take a single. It's just a white LED. But just so you can see the effect. You can see the blue lights there. Now, I'm not sure about the lights inside. I got to see how they look once we start lighting this. I may end up going with like some Cobb LED strip light in here. I'm going to do some power modifications to this kit. Currently, the way it's built is there's a battery pack in the saucer. There's going to be a battery pack in the neck, and there is a button cell holder in each nacelle. And you have to turn on all four to turn on your model. And that seems like, I don't know what it is. It works. It'll look fine, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. And if I wanted to leave it on for an extended period of time, the batteries, you're just going to be eating batteries. And by extended, I mean, having company over for dinner and I want to leave it on for 2 or 3 hours. I may end up just, I'm probably going to run some little power wires from the nacelles down the pylons and then into the secondary hull, and then run some wires out of the saucer and into the secondary hull, and then be able to tie those together and run them down maybe through the stand or something. I'll figure out a plan on how to power this thing, but that's not going to be for quite a few months, because this is issue 1 done. Or, as somebody recently called it in sending me emails asking about partworks, the honeymoon phase. Once the honeymoon phase is over, I love that term. It's pretty funny because they send you really cool parts the first couple issues, and then it gets into the, listen, you're actually building a model. There's going to be a lot of same happening. But yeah, honeymoon phase is right here, pretty much. I know the first issue they send you for whatever dollars or free or something. And then the second and third is some discount, and it's like 20, 30, 31, 32 issues to finish the model. A lot of shipments. I'm very lucky to be starting with a model that I have all the parts up to issue 11, issue 20, and issue 21 actually just arrived the other day. I placed my continuation order. It shipped out a week later maybe, and got here lickety split. I'm very lucky. Atlanta from the Missouri distribution point for Fanhome got here in 2 days. My shipments get here in 2 days. And they send it FedEx Smart Post, but for some reason FedEx just is like, nah, we're not going to bother handing it off to the post office in Atlanta. We'll just deliver it ourselves. So 2 days once it ships out. I'm very, very lucky with that. Very quick shipping speeds from Fanhome to me. Click the links in the description below to check out the subscription. It helps the channel. And like, subscribe, comment, email me, send me your home address. I want to know where you live. You'll get free stickers. That's worth it, huh? I mean, I could show up at your house and be a stalker, but most likely I'm just going to send you an envelope in the mail with a free sticker. Isn't that nice? Yeah, there we go. That's not at all disturbing. Plenty of people do it, though. I've sent out a lot of stickers. I'm running low on stamps. But thanks for coming, everybody. Stay tuned to the channel for more of the Enterprise D build, along with all the other cool things I'm building. Ecto 1, the Agora Leopard 2A6, this horrible Round 2 Enterprise refit. I'm starting on the Shuttle Tidarium with my buddy Donnie. We're going to bring these to Wonderfest 2024, and I will be there at Wonderfest, and you can get stickers live and in person with no wait, instantly out of my pocket and into your grubby little sticker-loving hands. But thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.